from Resistance Headquarters is Off the Grid. Business Heritage.
Let's make more false humor
And modern contemporary. Provide the information that you need to thrive as an independent, to build a climb of everyone, and carve out true empowered success.
Knowledge equals empowerment, and empowerment equals freedom.
Welcome to part 3 of episode 8.
You know, over the last several episodes in this Thrive Off the Grid section, man, we've been focusing in on team. Mr. Huntsberry and myself feel like team is one of the most critical elements that would determine whether you can do this thing successfully off the grid. It cannot be overstated. If you don't have your team in place, it's going to be a bad day for you doing this thing off the grid, Mr. Huntsberry. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin naming team members that you should consider, as part of your makeup. We're going to go through the order, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do a little follow-through talk afterwards, because each one of these titles basically is a show within itself.
Well, the thing that I would ask, when I'm putting my team together, what is the determining factor in selecting who comes first?
Yes, sir. Well, in the off the grid universe, we made that determination by establishing who's connected with your cash flow.
Okay, so I would go with a street team first before I would go with a high-powered attorney.
Or a CPA. Yes,
or
sir.
a CPA.
Yes, sir.
Because they're not bringing in
They're not bringing in no money.
any money.
That's how you prioritize in our off-the-grid model what pieces of your team should be put together first.
Okay.
It's based on cash flow, who's connected with your cash flow, who can protect your cash flow, who can increase your cash flow.
So that being said, Mr. Cross, we can go ahead and start on the list.
Okay, so these are in no particular order at this stage, because we just want to get them out. An attorney obviously is somebody eventually that you will need to talk to. CPA. Really, the CPA is more important than the attorney, because this person is dealing with you month by month and they're controlling the pulse of your money. Personal manager, critical position. You need this individual once you get to a certain level. Tour manager, again, another critical component. This individual is, this is your logistics person out on the road. Your administrator, another critical position, in that when you're in your artist mode, you need somebody that's still conducting the business. Now, this is a position that I came up with. I don't know how Mr. Huntsberry feels about it, but it's a consigliere, and that's a mafia term, which basically means underboss. What that position entails is this is the person that basically is a duplicate of yourself.
Oh, okay.
All right? It's not the manager. This is the person, if you go down, this is the person that can step in and your operation operates just like you were in place.
I got you.
Okay? He's also a soundboard. This is somebody that beyond everybody else, you trust his advice. Okay? In a lot of instances, this might be your brother. This might be, a real close friend that you've been, you guys were friends since elementary. But you really need this individual, because this is the person that, above all, you trust his advice.
Okay, I got you.
Okay? Now, the next component would be your street teams. And, anybody doing this thing, if you don't know what a street team is, these basically are, individuals that go and promote what you do on the street level. They go to the clubs, they go to the record stores, they go to the beauty salons, they go to the barbershops, wherever you're performing the part.
Car
these people,
wash, they there, and they
parking
also
lots.
do sales.
Yes, sir. Critical component. The internet administrator is another critical position that you need, because of the social media components of doing this thing off the grid. So you need somebody that can conduct your website, that will build your Twitter page, that would build your Facebook page, your MySpace page.
And build your internet team.
Yes, sir.
To actually operate it. It's an internet street team.
Yes, sir. That's a good expression. You need to coin it, Mr. Huntsberry. All right. The next position would be your graphic artist designer. I'm always advocating that people doing this thing off the grid get a graphic artist that they can trust, because you really need to be able to brand materials, merchandising, logos, images around what you're doing. The next position is another critical position, is a marketing and promotions person.
Right.
And you need somebody to be positioned to actually understand where your marketing and your promotional campaign is going.
And they have to understand how to quantify that data and bring it back to you.
Yes, sir.
So you can, like we discussed in the prior episode, so you'll know what's really going on with it out there. What's working, what's not working, where it's working, where it's not working.
Where it's not. Yes, sir.
So.
Yes, sir. That's good, Mr. Huntsberry. The next position would be what we call foot soldiers. Now, you might ask, what's the difference between the street team and the foot soldier? In our definition, foot soldiers are your fans. These are not people that you're paying as you do with the street team. These are people who are just motivated because they believe in your project to do whatever they need to do.
The followers.
The followers, man.
This is your village.
This is your village. Yeah, that's, man, you're coining some phrases. All right, so foot soldiers, they cannot be emphasize the importance of building that part of your team. And then the final position that we'll talk about, in episodes upcoming would be the videographer. This person is becoming more and more and more important.
That should have been first.
Okay,
because you might be the videographer. Look at Never Shout Never.
Right.
I mean, he videotaped himself.
Right. So, these are the basic components in the off-the-grid model that you need to begin putting together to make your team. And like, Mr. Huntsberry and myself emphasized to you a little bit earlier, in prioritizing these positions, we base everything on who's connected with your cash flow.
Who's bringing it in?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who's setting it up to be brought in?
There you go, sir. Yes, sir. So, that is the things to thrive off the grid. Signing off from Resistance Headquarters. Stay tuned to this channel for the next episode.
What have you done? What are you doing? And what will you do for the movement? We'll see you guys next time. Thrive off the grid until you can leverage to get back on.